Dear friends and viewers, this video is about the worst and most inhuman treatment that has been made by a family runs a hair cutting salon in Allari village in Mysuru district, that is in Karnataka state. The New Indian Express has reported that the family of a hairdresser were socially boycotted and asked to pay a fine of rupees 50,000 by the so-called caste fanatic leaders of that particular village, alleging for offering hair cutting services to the members of the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes families in that particular village. What is the story? Barber Mallikarjuna Shetty said that it had happened to his family for the third time. He had paid a fine earlier too, and one Kama Naik and others are torturing him for offering a haircut to members of the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe communities. If the issue is not resolved, he said that his family would commit suicide. Despite his complaint to the authorities concerned, nothing has moved in positive direction. My question is that while the victim has approached the authorities concerned in addressing his genuine and democratic issue in this democratic society, where there is any government existing there in Karnataka, or any district collector or district magistrate or authorities concerned to deal with this social stigma that has been happening for the past 2 or 3 years in Karnataka state, in every nook and corner of the rural areas. The Hindu National Daily dated June 25th in the year 2019 reported that the dalits of Aligal village were forced to travel at least 8 kilometers to have a hair cutting in a far-off village. It is to be noted herein that it doesn't mean that there is no hairdressers or saloons in that particular Aligal village. They have been forced to travel 8 kilometers away from that village, but the caste Hindus do not permit the hairdressers to do hair cutting service to the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes families. What is the pity that though there exist in that particular village about 3,000 populations, out of this 3,000 population, nearly about 100 families belonging to the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes communities, they are not in a position to get this hair cutting service in this 21st century. What I want to stress is that I will explain one classic example that I have experienced in my field studies for my PhD thesis. One Mr. M.K. Thangaraj, 73 years old, Ramale village, nearby Gudiyatham town, has approached a saloon nearby his village, Ramali, that is in Kallapadi village. He was discriminated in a saloon that is in Kallapadi village. The barber didn't extend him any service knowing his caste identity, that is Dalit identity. While asking if the reason for not rendering service, the hairdresser replied that the scissor had to be sharpened, which was not a fact. After leaving the spot, the same barber used the same scissor but for a touchable. This is the most worrying thing that is existing by and large in Vellore district and also in most part of the districts in Tamil Nadu, in whereupon in the Tamil Nadu soil there had been a progressive and reformist movement which had fought for the rights of the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe families for their upliftment and empowerment. Despite all these things, such a discrimination based on caste is existing even in Tamil Nadu. We can't tell what all are the things that are going in other parts of the country. My point is that in this connection, I want the state authorities or the district authorities to come to the rescue of the victim and render justice to their families by enabling the provisions of the Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Act 1989. And also I would quote one Supreme Court judgment in connection with the discrimination that have been taking place in many parts of Karnataka, that has been held by the Supreme Court of India in 1992, which had given a clear-cut direction to the state authorities to deal with such discriminations of any sorts on scheduled tribes and scheduled caste people. So the state authorities should come to the rescue of the victim and render justice to their families, and also extend this hair cutting service to the families of the scheduled caste and scheduled families in Karnataka. Finally, I conclude that why human beings are not treated as human beings in India, why the discrimination and degrading treatment meted out to a certain sections of a society, that is on scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. This question could be answered only by you. If not, you couldn't be able to understand the gravity of the situation. You just go through the collected works of Baba Sahib, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and this issue. Thank you so much.